So, I guess I should share a little bit of news with all of you. I'm moving. We're at the property, and it's marked as sold. This is so exciting. I have been keeping this a secret for close to 9 months, and it has been very hard not to share it with all of you. But we have been looking at moving for several years, and I don't really exactly remember the time when we started looking at houses, but I want to say it was in 2015 that we started looking, or maybe even 2014. But there's a strong possibility that my grandparents were going to be moving in with us, and we wanted to find a single home dwelling because my two siblings also lived at home at that time. So there's the three of us, my parents, and then my mom's parents might have moved in with us. And so we were looking for a single home dwelling with an in-law suite attached. And we didn't move, obviously, but my grandparents did end up moving in with us in 2015. I want to say the spring, summer of 2015. My grandmother was in and out of the hospital for the next several months. My grandfather, the reason why my grandmother moved in with us, for starters, my grandfather had double knee surgery, and when he was in recovery for that, he had a stroke. And then we put him in a nursing home, and he was basically, as we put it, in a comatose state. We never really thought that we were going to get him back because he was unresponsive. He didn't say anything. He would look at us. That was pretty much it. But one day we describe it as he woke up and he didn't understand what was going on around him, and he wanted to get out of that nursing home. And he worked hard to be able to function again, and he used a walker for the rest of his life, but he did end up joining us in our home a few months after my grandmother moved in. We had moved her from their apartment into one of our bedrooms here at this house. And so my grandparents lived with us from, like I say, spring, summer 2015, all the way until the summer of 2019. My grandmother passed away in June of 2016, and my grandfather passed away in July of 2019. They lived here with us and it worked. But then 2020 came, and so for the last, I want to say 3 years, 2 years, we've driven by different properties that were available. We've looked at different houses that were on the market again after lots of years and thinking about moving again. But for me, it was never really serious. We would go look at these houses, we go look at these patches of property. Yeah, we take pictures with the signs. You call them back, you find out more information. All this stuff, like buy an existing house, renovate it some. Like, we don't really want to renovate too much. It came to the point where there was a possibility that my aunt and uncle might like to live with us in separate quarters, not in the same space, but kind of like share a house type of thing. And so started looking at property again, started looking at buying a house again. And during this time, you had 2020, and you had the inflation, and you saw the price of lumber skyrocket through the roof, and so many other things. So it just kind of got put on the back burner, and then we talk about it again, then it'll go back to nothing. And so fast forward, we've been going to this one specific property for years. last couple of years. Every once in a while, it was still on the market. Talked about it, laughed about it, building a house there, blah, 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 just yada, yada, nothing really happened. My aunt and uncle were coming out frequently. My parents and my aunt and uncle, they go off looking at houses and property. I stayed back here at the house because I'm like, nothing's gonna really happen with this. Anyways, in September of last year, September of 2022, I had been battling a month of migraines, and so I chose to stay home on a specific Saturday that they went out looking at property and houses again. And they come back to the house later and they say, "We're buying property." And my head's pounding from my migraine, and I thought, yeah, right. Like, and then I kind of looked at them and I was like, wait a minute, are you serious? And they're like, yeah, we're dead serious. And I'm like, how did that happen? After all that, they were really serious about the property, and then we became property owners in September of last year. Actually, I think the official papers were signed a couple months later, but anyways, this house that we're having built is a ranch style home. My aunt and uncle will be living in the basement part of it, but it's going to be like another house in the bottom, and then we'll live on the main level. It has the same amount of bedrooms and bathrooms that we have now in this current home, but it will be brand new. It's being built from the ground up. And so what I'm going to be sharing with you is some footage of the property since we've been visiting it in the last several months. It was just basically dirt and grass, okay? Lots of the clips are just dirt and grass. Like, you feel like you're looking at the same thing over and over and over again. But you have, like, the seasons change from fall to winter to spring. So, yeah, I'm going to be documenting the process as much as possible in the coming months and kind of just share our journey of building a house along with you guys. This is my parents' house. It's not my house, but I think this will be really special for memories. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy tagging along, because I think that watching the journey of houses being built, or a new chapter in life, so to speak, is really fun and enjoyable for people to watch. So that's my big epic news that I have been teasing about for the last few months. And yeah, off to the slides.